What's up, everybody? Welcome to an episode here at MotoEsh, the first episode of the powder coating playlist on YouTube. So just got my stuff in. We got the benchtop powder coating oven from Eastwood, and then the gun and the dual voltage system, and two colors of powder and a cleaner from Eastwood. So let's go ahead and get everything out and see what it looks like. Alright, so I'll just show you what I initially am starting with. And again, this is something new to me. I have no experience in this at all. I think it's a pretty cool process, and there's so many videos and instructional stuff out there on it. And it's relatively inexpensive to get started. So from Eastwood, I got the, like I said, the dual voltage powder coating system, the gun, and I got some masking tape, high heat masking tape. I went with I got 2 bottles of pre-painting prep, and then the colors I'm going with for the Raptor 660 build is I have a blue, and then I'll also have a black. So those are the 2 colors I'm going with on the bike, and that's the stuff that I plan on powder coating anyway. And here's the oven. You can see this, and obviously it all comes with directions. The oven came with some good directions and things like that. So I'm not sure where I'm going to put this on the bench yet. I may have to move some things around, but we'll get it put somewhere. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and start hooking up the air line. So you're going to need a filter to make sure that the air coming out of the powder coating gun is absolutely dry. And then I got this little regulator for the you don't need more than 5 to 10 5 to 12 5 to 10 psi at the gun there. And then you can see this is a tiny little air compressor that I have, which I'm told you don't need very much air at all. And so we got to put some stuff in line, get everything worked up, hooked up, and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so here's what I have. Obviously have this regulator right on the end of the gun, and I'm not too sure about it as it's a small one, but you can move how much air comes in, and I have my fitting on the end there. And then my air dryer, don't laugh at this setup, but I put it between my tank and where it goes into the reel, and I just have it strapped up here so I can drain it. Hopefully that's a good position for it. Probably would be nice to have a dual stage and have a little bigger one, but we'll see what happens. And I put my oven over here. Hopefully that's a good spot. My 2 powder coats. And then the box that I'm going to powder coat in, I think I'm just going to use a cardboard box and try to go from there. I do need a gun that measures heat, so I need to run out and grab that. I keep seeing consistently that the oven temperature, you need to check the temperature of the metal that you're powder coating with a gun, and make sure that the metal is the correct temperature versus just setting the oven on a certain temperature. So I gotta run out and grab one of those. Everything else I think I have, and we'll see what happens. All right, So my first test subject is going to be this cover from a Suzuki M109R, which is Suzuki's big cruiser. So this is the cover on the lower left-hand side of the bike. So we're going to clean it up a little bit. Take some Scotch-Brite to it to start. And then I'm going to use the pre-paint prep from that's from Eastwood as well. Now these gloves aren't the best, but we'll give it a shot. Get everything off of there. So the next thing that we're going to do is, it was suggested that some people heat the metal to 100 degrees or so to get all of the contaminants out of it. Alright, so we got the part in the oven heating up so we can finish cleaning it. And then I think I'm gonna just charge right in and do some masking tape and try for a two-tone powder coat right off the bat. We'll see how it goes. So here's my crude setup, my box. I got the wire going to the back of the part. I got it taped off, so I'm going to start with the black. We're going to do the two black stripes there, and we're going to go ahead, and from what I understand, you only want half a can of powder, which we're not going to need very much at all. So we're just going to put a little bit in there and see how that works of the black. I've got the oven here preheating to 400, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start coating this part. See what happens. Looks like to be a nice coat. Unhook it from there. Take it over to the oven. Which has been preheating. So we'll slide it in there. So it started to flow or flash right around 370. So I just checked the temperature. It's at 400. So I'm going to move the timer and let it sit in there for another 20 minutes. And then we'll take it out and let it cool so we can apply the next color. All right, so the timer just went off. We're going to see at what temperature it is here. So 417 is the temperature. We're going to take it out. Right away I can see I made a few mistakes. So you can see that the tape started lifting off in a few places. Maybe the oven got too hot, or maybe I just didn't deploy the tape correctly. So we're going to let it cool down to about 100 degrees. We're going to take the tape off and we're going to go over everything with the blue. I'm not going to cover the black stripes. I'd like to see what happens when I put blue over top of black to see if it darkens it at all, and maybe get two different shades of blue. So the gun was really easy to clean, like you see in the Eastwood videos. Just blew it off, changed it out, and then expelled some. And I put so this is a dual stage gun, and since there's going to be some corners coming up, I put this tip on, and it sprays it more or less to the side, which is what you're supposed to use for the hard to reach spots. And then if you have that tip on, you want to switch it to the low voltage setting. And then if you take the tip off, you switch it back to the high voltage setting. So right now we're going to go with low. Checking the temperature. It's got a little ways to go. So we're going to wait for that to cool, take the tape off, and coat it with the blue. All right, so we got the other part in there, and we got the stopwatch going to see how long it takes before it flows out or flashes, whatever the professionals call it. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and clean up the gun and put a few things away, and I think that's going to be it for today, and we'll see what the final product looks like. So I just finished checking the part. At about exactly 3 minutes, it started flowing out, and the temperature was 263 degrees. And that was the temperature of the part. I noticed it started to flow at 263 at 3 minutes. So I went ahead and set the timer to 20 minutes, and we'll see how it comes out. So the part's almost done. There's the dinger. See what it looks like. So it doesn't look bad, but it obviously has some blemishes and stuff like that. I can understand now why cleaning is so important. So, but not bad for the first try. Doesn't look bad at all. Thanks a lot for watching this episode. Obviously, I've got a lot to learn, but I'm excited about it. And comment below if you've done this sort of stuff and any tips or tricks that I can learn from, and we're going to continue to do it. Hopefully we're going to get 2 episodes out every week now. One's going to be part of the build series, and the other one will be powder coating something. And try to keep going with that. Thanks again for watching this episode, and we will see you next week.